It's just really weird, messed up description.
That was the day that I learned the word ebacinate. Ebacination. Does anybody know that word? It means to have your eye pulled out. Who knew that there was a word? But she got specific on this. Yeah. Right? Ooh, now you're awake. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this is a question just for Yuri. I'm repeating for the people in the back because he might not be able to hear. He said that he really appreciates Simon from Gurren Lagann, and what does he think of his performance as Simon?
Simon is a little-known character from the Resident Evil series. No, I love Simon. It was great because I got to play a character, and I think most actors will agree that characters that start as really one thing, and by the end of the game or the show have transformed or are more fun characters to play because you get an arc and everything, and you get to do more stuff. Simon was like that because Simon starts off really as a little kid and doesn't understand the world, and then by the end he's literally grown up. You get to play a grown-up version of the guy, and he's really on top of the world thanks to all his friends, and especially his big bro coming. So it was awesome. Yeah, it's what? I can do the voice. That's why I hired me. No. We'll try to avoid some of those doing the do the voice thing so we can get to all the questions. And then maybe at the end, if people still want to voice the voice, I'm sure we can do something. And we will also prioritize Resident Evil questions because I know it's supposed to be other panels. Not that we won't answer those questions. All right. That's right there.
This is a question for Matt, for those of you in the back. I'm just repeating. When you got the part of Leon, how did you prepare for it?
Well, I played through all the previous Resident Evil games, and Leon was one of my favorite characters up to that point, so I already kind of had preparation in a way. But largely it was just going back and listening, because whenever you pick up from a character that's already been kind of established by one or more other voice actors, you kind of want to still maintain the essence of that character so you aren't disappointing existing fans, but still give it your own flavor as an actor. So I did a lot of research and was, going back and listening to like Paul Mercier's performance in Resident Evil 4 Generation, and I really kind of picked apart what really made Leon stand out from him as an actor. And then considering the story and things that Leon has been through since that interpretation of the character, and just considering that, worked on finding my own voice for Leon for 6. Which is why it was fun to go then and do Damnation, which kind of bridged the personality between Resident Evil 4 and 6, where he goes from this kind of cocky, I can take on anything attitude to the little more hardened, dark, and the world on his shoulders, Leon from 6. Got to actually play that arc out in Damnation. So, just researching the previous iterations and trying to stay true to the character.
But mostly you just watch the movie Leon the Professional over
Basically,
and over again?
Yeah, the extended, actually.
The extended European cut?
You need to have the extended European cut. It's the only way.
I figured.
Yeah, everyone should watch it. What?
Everyone! Thank you, Mr. Olin. Right back there within the red. Here. Personal question for Johnny, but you're gonna have to speak up. I can't hear.
What was it like? Awesome.
That was man of many words.
Thank you. That was my first voiceover role. So I guess doing that, then it was really scary, but it was fun. Prior to that, I was the background ranger in Power Rangers. That's how I called myself.
The Black Ranger?
Yes. But I was always in the back like this. Just waiting for them to say something that I can be like, right, let's do it. And so it was a lot of fun, but it was scary because it was a lead role, But then, after many years or whatever, it's one of those things where I am proud of it. I have seen it since though when I did it, and sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I would have done this differently, or I sound like a Texan kind of. But yeah, it was a lot of fun and awesome. You have a question right there? Black hair and blue. Yes.
My favorite line from Resident Evil 6. Any of the lines where I got to do kind of the cheesy Leon one-liners were really appreciated because it was a little more somber in that game and everything was just so grim, dark, serious in a lot of the scenes. There's one sequence where he and Helena, voiced by the esteemed Lord Daly, are going through these tunnels underneath the city, down through the sewer, and suddenly this giant subway train screams by. You have to avoid it, and there's nothing but zombies in the train. So they start talking about like, oh, the lines are still running, and all this, like, but there's nobody, driving it. How are they still going? And Leon kind of looks over and says something that came to like, Mom, this is what at the helm. It's not the Express. It's like so awesome and cheesy. Just like perfect little, almost Bruce Campbell-esque one-liners that I just relish it. So those were pretty fantastic. Like, yeah, what's the matter? Don't like sewers?
Right down here in the front. Mostly. Can we name one thing that we share in common with the characters we play?
With our Resident Evil character.
The cheesy one-liners? No.
I'm going to test the fact that is true for you.
No, I definitely identify with Leon a lot partially because we both have a very strong sense of personal morality that we stick to, even though it might be, in a lot of cases, not the most efficient or self-preservation related things to do. So we're both pretty stubborn in that regard, I guess.
Well, I play the Red Queen, and she's basically a computer, and I'm very technically minded. I like spreadsheets. So, no, but I mean, I do think that, it's fun when you get to play a character like that is devoid of many of the human emotions that we may find ourselves caught up in when we're experiencing life. And I also tend to do that sometimes with my life. I take sort of a step back and I'm sort of observing. So I guess that's similar to my character.
But I can attest to the fact that she has emotions. Strong emotions. I guess, the two characters that I've played, the two characters with names that I've played in Resident Evil, are similar in some ways, although I'd say Finn in 6 is, he's very sort of naive and eager, and that is still the case with me to a large extent. A little less naive than I used to be, but still just as eager. I hope that I don't die horribly in the end like all my characters. I would like to not have that in common. Getting either killed by a giant spider or frozen in that horrible stuff from 6.
I tried to look it up. There was nothing on him. That we both have vowels and consonants in our names, so it is very similar. There's a B in there. I share a B in my name. That's probably all that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, totally.
If a zombie outbreak happened at this convention, do we think that we could survive? Yeah, because we can use that back door and you guys are going to get eaten first.
We got the special badges.
Yeah, this convention is probably the only situation in which I'd survive. And everyone asks the question every now and then, zombie apocalypse, how long would you last? What's your plan? I'm like, well, I'd be gone in the first hour. Everyone else is like, loading their weapons and gathering canned goods. I'm like, let's go talk to the other people and see if we can work out a deal. And I'm like, hey, wait white flag and either get eaten or get sniped by the other team of human survivors. Like, I played DayZ enough to know that I'm dead in the first act. I think I did make chicken dance in the end of the rifle, take my stuff, and then kill me in the street. So, yeah, not so good for me.
I figure I would survive because I'm up here with these guys and they would probably take care of me.
I tried for that. That will be your last mistake. Look, tasty girl. All the way in the back, sort of. Yes.
To be in the Resident Evil, did you guys audition or were you sought out by?
Did we audition for Resident Evil or were we sought out and called and offered?
Auditions. And on most part, just come through. Even when a director wants you, for the most part, you still audition for the part. Not always. Sometimes they'll just give you a straight offer if they're really familiar with your work. But with Resident Evil, it was an audition process. I remember sitting in the room amongst a bunch of other really talented actors, also have the same characters, and that's a little disconcerting. But it's also fun. So yeah, audition.
Yeah, I definitely auditioned with me. Even at the time, they thought we were doing a voice match for the little girl that was in the movie. So I voice matched the little girl, and then they realized that they didn't want that, so we changed it. But I did audition thinking that that's what we were going to do, and then we ended up changing it.
I auditioned a couple times actually, I think, for the last game. Yeah, we still audition a lot. I know when we're sitting up at the table, you're like, oh, they must just get calls all the time, and people are just like, here, have this work. I think I can say pretty unanimously we audition all the time.
Yeah. We're not going to scarf some to bakery yet, so we're working on that though.
One day.
I actually, it's such a small role, they just called me up. I was mostly just like filling, various characters, voices or whatever for zombies or people dying. And I think Brad Vickers was just one there like, hey, and he talks a little bit. So yeah, it was just a call, so it wasn't really that, I didn't end up just with that character. But most of the time, it wasn't like, hey, you need Johnny for this character. It was like, I always audition. Oh, red hair. Sorry, right there. It's you. It's right there. And go! Fight! Red hair, yes. Easier and more difficult to prepare for serious roles, as opposed to more relaxed. Well, it depends on the show, really. But I guess, me relaxed might be different from what would be relaxed for them, Like for me, relaxed would be like a character that doesn't talk a whole lot. It's just all reactions, just a lot of, so yeah, there'd be more preparation for something a little more serious. But usually, if it's a good script and the scene is good, and depending on the situation, if you're with other actors, and there's a lot of things I guess that kind of factor in. But usually, if it's a good story, a good script, and you're feeling it, you can just get into it.
Also, a lot of times, unless it's a character that's going to be having several sessions, you may only have one session to go in. So it's really hard to sort of prepare before you go in because you don't know what the script is, you don't really know a lot of the situation. So there's not a lot of preparation you can do beforehand, unless it's a character that you already know. And if it's a character you already know, you're familiar enough with the character to know what you need for yourself. So usually I would say, for the most part, unless you're doing something repeatedly, you don't really get to prepare before you go in. You sort of show up, the director gives you as much information as they can, and you just hit the ground running and you go for it.
Yeah, most of our job is cold reading. There are very, very few projects that we get a script in advance, and we relish those when they do happen. But for the most part, it's go in, the director will be like, all right, you're 27, your parents were killed by demons, you want revenge, go. And you just, top line, okay, and you just start going through. So a lot of it's just kind of having to make bold choices and run them.
let you do zombie voices just for the hell of it. Not even just for the hell of it, but they had me do some anyway because there's so many zombies.
Yeah.
They'll have a lot of the actors do zombie stuff to help fill in. Plus, I like doing zombie voices. So.
It also depends how much time you have in your session, because if you've got a lot of moves as a character and they use up the time for your session just doing your character, they won't have you do auxiliary characters. But if you have maybe an extra half an hour at the end of your session and they booked you for more time, then they may say, hey, will you do some additional lines? And so then you may do lines as a zombie or just as generic, like, oh my god, the zombies are coming sort of person.
But for the Degeneration movie, they actually, they had a session that was just zombie stuff. Where it was dedicated to it. I've never had that before. It's always been sort of like, do this, but also do some zombies. It was just, yeah, because I guess,
Yeah, we got to at the end of one of the Resident Evil 6 sessions, we had about a half an hour extra, so we decided to do some zombie stuff. We were doing facial motion capture for Leon, and they needed facial motion capture for zombie faces too. So I got to be there in the booth doing the same voice, but also doing the... That was kind of fun.
This gentleman here, a question. Do you have any plans for any future Resident Evil games?
We have plans to do them if they ask us to, and audition for them, because then that would mean being paid.
Yeah, I would love to do another Resident Evil game. Just putting that out there.
We don't usually get to make the plans. They make the plans and we see if we fit.
Yeah.
I'll back over to this side and then, yes, you back there. Would you save the dog in Resident Evil 4? I always save the dog. That's just who I am.
Unless it's like angry dog.
A zombie dog.
I'm likely to save the angry dog and get killed anyway. That's just, yeah.
No, take the dog down. I just wanted to see everyone's reaction.
I mean, is there food then? I mean, you know, it might be wise to take the dog with you at some point.
The old zombie yeller. Yes.
Yes.
Was I aware that Finn was going to die so early in Resident Evil 6?
Spoilers.
Right. And, you know, you probably had enough time to play it. You're in this panel, so you probably. And if not, then I'm sorry, but Finn dies, and now you'll just be sad as soon as you meet him if you haven't played the game yet. Oh my God, he's so nice. Why is he gonna die? Because everybody dies. Yeah, because he's nice. If Game of Thrones is taught us nothing. They don't always tell me that stuff. I've been caught off guard in many a session, and sometimes it's on a show where I'm, you know, on the show for a while, and then all of a sudden, oh, surprise, you know, this person dies, that person dies, you die. Yeah, you know, I was a little heartbroken as it came up, because it wasn't a total surprise. It wasn't like, okay, here's your death scene. Wait, you didn't tell me. You know, I sort of gathered, and it's mostly because he's the rookie guy who, you know, I mean, it was such a, you know, stereotype that I've seen 1,000 times. I kind of suspected that he was not going to, you know, come to a good end. But you know, actors love death scenes. Actors love to die when they're almost anything. Play villains and die. And so I'm always up for a good death. That's okay. Right. What is it they say at the end of The Imposters? Something about all an actor really wants. Yeah, is it right? It's a good death. That's also a Dark Knight thing, isn't it? Yeah. This would be a good life, good enough. Anyway,
Something like that.
sorry guys, it's not just us up here.
It's a warning.
I mean me. About all the way in the back. Yes.
We can come back.
Yeah, we can. If you want to go, there was somebody right next to you. Yeah, and then we can come back to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I did. Do I think they were making another Resident Evil game when they make Jill and Leon partners? At this point, like they just gotta start mixing and matching, right? They've introduced so many characters and just now starting to merge them all together. I imagine that at some point it's a probability, like Resident Evil 12, maybe. You know, I don't know. It could be the next one. It's one of those series that it seems to keep going. Who knows if they'll ever do it again? As it seems to be the trend in a lot of games these days. But we'll see. Yeah, Resident Evil babies. That's the night I walked on the bridge. So it's a probability, I guess. I don't know. I'm not writing the games, so write your comments.
Write your Resident Evil comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I agree with right over here. Unless you remember your question, in which case. So no, okay, that's right. We'll come back. Yes, right here. Yes. What's the basic idea for our version of it? Like, if we could develop our own Resident Evil game, what would it look like?
I actually like your idea of Resident Evil babies.
Right?
Right? You know, like a Legos version of it or something?
Yeah. Because there's nothing more terrifying than like evil children, right? So it's like in elementary school, and so you've got some kids and maybe a couple teachers that are good and everyone else is zombies. That'd be terrifying, right?
If those zombies were slow and they could walk, maybe they crawl at you.
Exactly. Or like Marvel zombies. What if all the main characters that you love in Resident Evil became zombies and had to cure themselves or fight their way out or just eat each other? That would be kind of
You just play as random townspeople.
like deathmatch. Yeah.
It's a complete reversal. Like all the people you've been killing in all the Resident Evil games are now the hero.
Right.
Main characters of the
Right.
zombies. I dig that.
And I can see the Japanese doing that too. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
Good job right now.
And I'd like to see them just kind of scale it back a bit and kind of return to the small scale, alone in a dark, kind of what Silent Hill really embodied. I felt when Resident Evil started, and it got very big, it got very global, which was cool for the story. But what I missed about the survival horror genre was that whole feeling of isolation and nearly being helpless in a slowly closing in circumstance. And I'd like to see it kind of return to that.
And no weapons. Like you just have to use whatever you've got.
No big guns. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if there was really actually a zombie outbreak right now, what the heck would we all do, right? Nobody's got like a shotgun sitting around and, well, we are in Texas,
We are in
maybe,
Texas.
I don't know. That's true. I may have to retract those
This
words.
man's our best friend if it
I'm
happens
just
right here.
saying, like for the most part, like the idea of having to actually make use of whatever you've got, I think would be an interesting. Are you joking? There's actually a gun show downstairs? Well, then we're set, you guys. We're totally fine.
Between that, like the 400 weapons dealers in the dealer's hall, I think we're fine.
We could have seen Pocky, so it's okay.